What's going on, guys? It's your girl BlvckBulmaa. I know I have not uploaded a video in a very long time, but y'all know what we do here. We sit and we talk about the world of the Dragon Ball series and the world of Akira Toriyama. I have a great topic for today where I've decided for my return video, I'm going to answer some of your questions that you want to ask me about Dragon Ball. So let's just get into it, right? But before we get into this amazing Q&A session, don't forget to like the video and consider subscribing to my channel so you can join the gang and we can sit and talk Dragon Ball together. So I asked you guys on my Instagram story to send me your great Dragon Ball questions or maybe some questions you wanted to know about me. I got a slew of questions. I picked some of the ones that I thought would be really great to answer and also includes a little bit about myself. So I'm going to shout you guys out for the questions that I did like the most. So let's just get into it. Alright, so the first really great question that I'm going to answer comes from an IG username D.LewisMartin, and the question is where does your love for Dragon Ball come from? Now, my journey with Dragon Ball really isn't any different from any other fan. I kind of grew up watching it on Toonami. I grew up more so as a Naruto fan than anything. I grew to love the series more as an adult because I did use the series as a way to lose almost 100 pounds a couple years ago. So I used to just sit and watch Dragon Ball. It's very inspirational and kind of encouraging to kind of lose a massive amount of weight because you know the Saiyans, they always train, so it's kind of like a relation there. After that, I kind of grew to love the series a little bit more, so I became a content creator talking about the series and the updates and talking about like a lot of my favorite moments. And then I decided to create BlvckBulmaa, something that a lot of people have now grown to enjoy and love. The next question comes from a IG username 345_Nate. This is another common question I am always asked, which is who is my favorite character in Dragon Ball? If you're new to me, best believe you would know and you could tell that I am a huge Goku fan. He is my favorite anime character of all time. I even have him tattooed on me. It's just, he is amazing. I've loved Goku ever since I loved the series. He's very inspirational. So yes, my favorite character of all time, not even just Dragon Ball, of all time, is Goku, the GOAT. Alright, so the next great question comes from an IG username Daniel Hates You. And yes, it's another common question that I get asked all the time, which is what is your favorite saga? Personally, his is the Buu saga. So my favorite saga is right now the Moro arc. I love the Moro arc so much. I love Moro. I love the powers that was in the saga. I love how everybody was incorporated, like the Z Fighters, the build up, Ultra Instinct. I just love everything about the Moro arc. I absolutely cannot wait for it to be animated, counting down the days. But out of all of the sagas in Dragon Ball right now, the Moro arc. If you want to say specifically DBZ, I'm a Cell Saga fan. I love the Cell Saga. I love Cell. I love everything about Cell, okay? So it'll be the Moro arc and the Cell Saga. So another amazing question that I got asked from It's King Congo on Instagram was, what inspired you to create content for one of the greatest anime out there? So my inspiration to make BlvckBulmaa simply came from the response that I was getting from already talking about Dragon Ball on my Facebook account. I got the inspiration from a couple of my friends who said that my content was really good and I should make a brand out of it. So I always like to say that I did not make BlvckBulmaa alone. I just kind of manage it alone. But the thought of BlvckBulmaa came from a group and a couple people who kind of pushed me to become the content creator that I am today. So it really just came from my followers, my friends, just encouraging me to become a content creator and just talk about something I love, which just so happened to be Dragon Ball. Next question comes from an IG username FSan1128. And the question is what is your favorite transformation in DBZ? And not even just in DBZ, in all of Dragon Ball, my favorite transformation will always be Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I love how intimidating he is. I love the look of the form. I love the long hair. A lot of people don't really fuck with the no eyebrow thing, but I really personally don't have an issue with it. I wish that Super Saiyan 3 would get a little bit more love and they would try to figure out how to, I guess, you know, more incorporate the form into fighting because it is a key drainer. So that is one of the reasons why we don't really see it much. But I just love the overall look of Super Saiyan 3 and the way Goku acts when he's in Super Saiyan 3. It's been one of my favorites for years. So I've been asked this question a lot, sometimes when I go live, even in my DMs and in my comments, is how do I feel about GT? I feel like Dragon Ball GT just gets a bunch of unnecessary hate for no reason, mainly because we have Super now. I feel like GT at one point was carrying the Dragon Ball franchise, and I didn't really remember a lot of people complaining about it. I feel like it's kind of a trend right now to hate on Dragon Ball GT, when it did give us a lot of great arcs for us to enjoy while Dragon Ball was kind of on a hiatus. But I mean, you have every right to not like a series, but to me personally, I love Dragon Ball GT. I love Super Saiyan 4. I love Omega Shenron, so I have no problem with GT. It kind of starts off a little slow, I'm not gonna lie, but I have no issue with GT, to be honest. Okay, the next question comes from Zay the Goat 12, which I think this is a really great question. Do you think Gohan will finally keep up with his training? Fingers crossed. Okay, fingers crossed. I'm hoping Piccolo's efforts in Dragon Ball Superhero was the catalyst that he needs to continue on with training and trying to get strong, because I think Gohan is defaulting himself in this like role where he feels like he's not needed because Goku and Vegeta is around. So I'm hoping that seeing Piccolo and what Piccolo put himself through to push Gohan to do what he has to do kind of inspires Gohan to keep up with his training, so that way when he is needed and called upon when Goku and Vegeta isn't around, then he can definitely step up. So fingers crossed that he's going to take his training more serious now. Okay, next question comes from Phoenix. I hope I said your name correctly. The question is what is your opinion on the different fusion techniques? I've always liked the thought of the fusion. My favorite fusion would be the actual concept of using the fusion dance instead of the Potara earrings. I'm a huge Gogeta fan, so I love the process of going into Gogeta. I feel like Gogeta is way more cooler. He's way more kind of like a little bit more sassier than Vegeta a little bit. He's very like goofy and things like that. I mean, Vegeta is goofy. He was goofy in the Boost saga, but I feel like Gogeta gets a little bit more goofy. I don't know. But I love the whole little cropped jacket that he wears, and I loved him in the Broly movie. So when it comes to the thought of the fusions, I always love the fusion dance opposed to the Potara earrings. Okay, the next question comes from HomeBobby00. I do get this question a lot sometimes, and I was asked, do I do cosplay? Absolutely not. I'm not a big fan of cosplaying. I just love to watch anime. I feel like there's this thing where people think that if you are an anime fan, you're an automatic cosplayer. I think that cosplaying has become way more popular now than it was back in the day, but no, I'm not a really big fan. I've cosplayed before. I've done Goku, I've done Itachi, I've done Bulma, but I don't really cosplay. Like, you won't catch me at a convention with cosplay on. I'll just have like shirts and jeans on and maybe a BlvckBulmaa shirt or something, but I do not cosplay. It's not my thing. Alright, this next question was kind of funny because I do get asked this a whole lot. This comes from an IG user called It's Ismail. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Is Toei ever going to release Dragon Ball because I've given up my hopes? Trust me, okay? I'm with you. I don't really know when Toei or Akira or whoever's in charge of that is going to release anything as far as any episodes of the Moa arc or anything like that. I wish I knew. Trust me, I would make a 20-minute video talking about how excited I am if I knew when the new episodes of Super would come out. But no, there's no confirmation of the Super anime coming back, so don't believe any leaks that people try to do for clickbait or engagement. So yeah, there's no official announcement of when Super is coming back, but trust me, I believe. I haven't given up hope, but I'm right there. Alright, so the next question comes from AARon023. Where are you from? Also, have I seen Dragon Ball QnA, and is it better than canon DBZ? So I am from Philadelphia. I live in Philadelphia. I'm not like excited about that, but yes, I am a Philadelphian. And I'm actually in the process of reading Dragon Ball QnA. It is spectacular. Okay, I love it. The artistry is amazing. The plot. I love how the creator who created QnA sticks a little bit to the same personalities that you'll see in Dragon Ball. I'm not that far in. I think I'm in volume 2 right now. where they're kind of training to fight the angels or get ready for those angels. So absolutely love it. Now, I don't really want to say that it's better than Dragon Ball Super. I'm never really that person that feels like somebody who takes inspiration from like an original source is better, but it is a great alternative to read if now that Dragon Ball is kind of on a hiatus right now. I enjoy it, I love it, but I'm always going to be an Akira Toriyama stan, so I can't really say something better than, you know, an anime that I've been enjoying for basically all my life. So, but it is amazing. It's beautifully made, beautiful plot. Definitely recommend reading it. So I thought this was a really great question that someone asked me. His name is, I'm gonna spell it QICKGTO. He asked me, knowing and understanding that Dragon Ball is based in Japan, what are the odds for other ethnic characters? So I'm thinking that you're probably talking about having other types of maybe races in Dragon Ball. If you think about, when we have this conversation, it's kind of like you have to think about if you're talking about inside the anime or just something that's being represented, because some people see like the Saiyans as another interpretation of a realistic race or something like that. But if you actually read the manga, Toyotaro did an amazing job of including other types of races in the Dragon Ball Super manga, which was in that little mini kind of slice of life arc that Goten and Trunks was. Like you had Chak and Rula, and it was all different types of characters in there. So if you kind of want to see different types of, races in the Dragon Ball series, definitely read the Dragon Ball Super manga, because Toyotaro did an amazing job at doing that. All right, we got one more question after this one, which is, how do you use AI to make those beautiful pictures of DBZ characters? That came from Rowan D. Gozaru. So I do utilize a program that creates AI pictures, and I use those pictures and put them into my content. I know there's a lot of people that's kind of hesitant on AI, and it's completely understandable, but in my personal opinion, I love using AI. It gives me the ability to kind of have options on what I want to put in my content. I've always told people, if you are anti-AI and the utilization of AI, you can always block me or just don't support my content. I promise you, it's completely understandable. But I've always supported artists. I've even had artists make, pictures and logos for me. But I do utilize AI in a lot of my pictures, and I do use a program to make those. So yeah. Okay, and the last question comes from Hamed IMH. Sorry if I spelled your username wrong, which asks, how did you come about making your name? Which obviously is BlvckBulmaa. I'm a black woman, I'm African American, and I love Bulma. I feel like it's just kind of self-explanatory. That's kind of how I made up the name. I feel like I was gonna go, people say because I'm a huge Goku fan, I should have named myself Black Chi-Chi, but I feel like that didn't really, I feel like BlvckBulmaa kind of flows, BB BlvckBulmaa, so that's how I kind of came up with the name BlvckBulmaa. But alright guys, those are all of the amazing questions that I loved. I hope that I answered majority of the questions that I kind of get commonly in my DMs, but I did get a slew of questions. I'm going to try to see if I can make a part 2 to answer the rest of them, but those are some great questions. I hope that I answered a lot of them and you guys kind of got to know me a little bit and my thoughts on a lot of, what happens in Dragon Ball. But I want to thank you guys so much for submitting those amazing questions through my Instagram. Those questions was absolutely perfect. I hope I answered the majority of questions that I've gotten in my Instagram and on my messages and things like that. I also want to thank you guys so much for 100,000 followers on my Instagram. I never thought that I would ever reach 100K on IG, but I definitely appreciate it. I've gotten a slew of love in my DMs from other content creators and followers who just went and watched a lot of my content. So best believe it means the world to me that you guys have decided to follow me and you enjoy the content that I put out there. But if you guys have any additional questions, make sure to like the video and make sure to comment and let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to answer them in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Come join the crew and come talk Dragon Ball with me. Don't forget to follow me on my other social medias, obviously, and come to my Instagram. I love talking to you guys on Instagram, so I would love to see you guys there as well. And thank you guys for watching the entirety of this video. I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.
Thanks for watching.